that you, your loved ones, and your home and all that's near and dear to you is
Miss
properly.
Smith, like I was saying, she's from Jinx, Oklahoma, so she taught there last, which I thought was pretty cool.
Yeah.
She says it's a graduating class of 700 to 800 kids every year.
Coming from that to a school.
So
like
that's one of the
Grove.
things she likes about here. She says she loves it how maybe 120 kids graduating every year instead of that.
Definitely
wow,
easier to
it's like
teach,
a 4-hour
I'm
graduation.
Sure.
Wow.
And I thought ours was bad.
She said one thing she's hoping to do this year at Prairie Grove is she wants to get involved with all her students. She wants to see if they have sports. She wants to go watch her students play those sports.
That's good.
So I think that's a great
teacher support. Yeah,
oh
for
yeah.
Sure.
It shows the kids that it's not just your parents or your friends that care. It's your whole town. I think that's
exactly.
Our other new teacher is Miss Wynn. She's our new. I think she teaches algebra.
She does teach algebra. She teaches math classes.
So this is actually her first teaching job.
Really?
So we're her first home as a high school teacher. I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, for sure.
She says what she likes so far about Prairie Grove is the staff support here. All the staff helps her with getting her used to being a teacher here. Especially first year being a high school teacher, that's got to be a little rough.
That's got to be tough. You got to be a little nervous coming in and teaching, especially high school. I mean, I was coming into teaching for.
I remember my freshman year.
I'd want to go straight into a kindergarten class to start teaching somewhere easy, not just dive right into high school. That takes some dedication and hard work.
I hear she's a great teacher. I hear she does a great job there. Her students love her.
Yeah.
One thing she hopes to see this year is she wants to see her students work together better. You know, see students just get together on projects and want to go do stuff together, not argue, fight. Just
that's something that's really been incorporated the last couple of years with East Core. That's been introduced to our schools in the math and science classes. So that's definitely going to be a good in for her.
Our last teacher, he's brand new this year. He's actually from Shiloh Christian, so we know that name is a big.
Yeah, that's a pretty big school.
It's a big deal around here. You know, they only graduate 50 kids a year, but Shiloh's a big school.
It's a pretty good school, yeah.
So he's our new assistant band director.
And he's like, you can tell just by watching the band, him and Nichols both have done a great job already this season.
I talked to him today, and he's first thing he referred to me as was he is just another drill sergeant. So
there you go.
He says what he loves about Prairie Grove is the community getting together also.
That's
help out.
It's been a common one, yeah.
They get together on even away games. I mean, right now our students are in the concession stand, but that's a big student section on away game.
I mean, even parents and stuff over there. That's a lot of parents.
His dream this year from Prairie Grove is he's a brass player. Yeah. So he's hoping this year at All Region he wants to get he wants Prairie Grove to get their first brass award. They've never won one apparently.
Really?
So that's what he's hoping to do is get his brass group to their first award.
There we go.
Now real quick, let's talk about the election just real quick.
Prairie Grove had a poll this week for addition to the school board. People running for that were Casey Rulin and Bart Orr. Bart Orr did win that election. We're looking forward to seeing what he has to do on the school board. And also, Prairie Grove voted to whether or not to pass a millage project this week with our schools, and that was also passed. What they're kind of hoping to get out of that is a storm shelter to be used, because we've got plans for tornadoes, but I mean, this is really going to provide a safe place for the younger kids to go during a tornado, during an actual emergency. And they're also planning on adding on to the K4 building. Making a K4 building just more room for students. Because I mean, the last few years you've kind of seen the classes coming up. They've been getting larger and larger, so that's definitely a sign of growth. So we're looking forward to seeing what all that has to do.
Real quick, we worked the volleyball game last night. Let's go ahead and talk about last night first. Prairie Grove Lady Tigers played the Lady Blackhawks last night.
That was pretty good. They dominated that first set.
Oh, it was amazing.
I mean, they played a really good first set. And, I mean, even in the sets after that, they played a good game. But I mean,
defense got a little lackey at the end. I feel like the Prairie Grove Tigers had a little – you could tell they had trouble knowing who was going to hit the ball in defense.
Yeah, I mean, it was just that confusion coordinating. That's one thing that they're going to have to work on this season's teamwork. The Lady Blackhawks did end up coming with a win on that with a 3-1 set advantage.
And their first set, they had trouble hitting the ball over the net originally.
Yeah,
then second and third.
That even continued on throughout the rest of the sets. Not quite as much, but I mean, really after that first set, you could really see them turn up their game and get on it.
That fourth set was probably their best that they just dominated.
But and that set was really back and forth. That was really close. I was wondering if we were going to have to go into a fifth.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it was exciting. I would say both teams played great. Prairie Grove did come to a loss in that, but all the girls tried hard. They outplayed. I want to go ahead and talk about Tuesday. We played Farmington, which is a battle of 62 for us.
Yeah.
We actually went into all 5 sets, Austin.
Really?
Prairie Grove won 2, Farmington won 3. But going into a 5th set, I asked Coach McDonald how she felt about losing the game, but she's like you said, they got into the fifth set, which means that both teams are
Oh,
trying.
yeah,
they
were.
both worked
that's
hard.
A hardcore game, neck to neck the whole way through.
Yeah, momentum. We went into a lot like that last night. We had 4 points on each side, then they would switch, and we just keep going back and forth all night.
Right.
So
yeah, it's all about that momentum.
It was.
And I mean, they even rotated last night. We even saw some sophomores rotate in, Celine Perrell and Katie Bowman. And I mean, those two played pretty dominant roles in the game. I mean, Katie Bowman had an excellent serving game last night, all game long. And Perrell, she was an excellent defensive player.
Perrell started as a sophomore.
She did.
And
Perrell was on the starting lineup last night.
We saw a lot from. If I had to pick player of the game, I'd say Austin. From my point of view, I would give it to either Kelsey Webb because she had some powerful strikes.
Kelsey Webb was definitely powerful right there.
Or Jalen. I mean, Jalen Kilburn could serve the ball, got 3 or 4 points out of it, and then when she played defense, she was right up on the defense every time. She had some of the best saves I've seen all night. So
I mean, there are a bunch of like Taylor Spinks even.
3 times she hit the ground.
Oh yeah.
And she got right back up.
She got right back.
She hit hard. You could hear the echo in our sound, I believe. So
yeah, right on the ground. Well, I believe that will do it for us this week for this segment's Week in the Grove. I'm Austin Cunningham.
I'm Danny Davis.
And that'll be it for us this week. We'll be right back after some words from our sponsors.
You see, the Galligan Insurance Alliance is an independent insurance agent and allows him the flexibility to shop the very best policy at the very best price, and this gives you the coverage and the peace of mind that you need at the rate that fits your budget. It's the best case scenario when it comes to covering all that is near and dear to you. Check them out on Facebook or drop by the website GalliganInsuranceAlliance.com, and you can always call 479-282-0605, 479-282-0605, the Galligan Insurance Alliance.
Well, Zach, we're back. We thank Austin and Danny for halftime festivities, and we're going to now bring you the stats brought to you by the Bank of Fayetteville. Zach, go ahead with the stats for the first half.
Well, the big stat is the 34-0 on the scoreboard in favor of the Prairie Grove Tigers. Prairie Grove, 27 plays in that first half, 27 runs for 254 yards on the ground, 33 through the air. That was the 1 touchdown pass from Jacob to Bobby Cat, 287 yards total. That's 10.3 per play. 3 penalties. We talked about that in the pregame. 3 penalties for 35 yards. 2 of those, though, personal foul penalties. It's got 15-yard penalties are not going to be great as we go forward here. For West Fork, it's been a struggle. They're 3 out of 9 passing for 33 yards, 35 yards on the ground, 68 total. We talked about in the pregame for West Fork to keep this thing close. They had to get some things going early to gain some momentum. That didn't happen. You can't commit turnovers or penalties. 4 turnovers for West Fork in the first half. They didn't commit a penalty, but the 4 turnovers were just killers. They had to win the special teams. They're good on the kickoff returns. They've just had some other issues, and they had to keep the game close just to have a shot at this in the fourth quarter, and that hasn't happened either. For Prairie Grove, it's very simple. Where was your head? Are you in the game? Are you dialed in? Are you engaged? And obviously, from what we saw, the 28 points in the first quarter, they absolutely were. Penalties were a key. They 3 for 35, and Prairie Grove has not turned the ball over. Just some numbers. Logan Bartholomew, your leading rusher in the first half. He had 2 carries, 75 yards. He also returned 2 interceptions for touchdowns. Jacob Storley, 1 for 1 passing for 33 yards. That was to Bobby Cat for a touchdown. And then what do we have? 1, 2, 3, 6, 9 Tigers. Prairie Grove Tigers have carried the ball in the first half for 254 yards. For West Fork, their leading rusher, number 2, Dickinson, 1 carry. He has 17 yards. They did get the leading ball carriers, Jonathan Edens with 20 yards. The leading receiver is Dickinson with 1 17-yard pass. Dylan Clayton, 0 for 6 passing. Colton Wise came in there at the last drive, did a nice job, completed all 3 of his passes for 33 yards and had him down in Tiger territory as the second quarter came to an end. All in all, I don't think you can say too many bad things about the way Prairie Grove has played here in the first half. They're up 34-0, and we're just about ready to start the second half. There's the horn. It's go time.
Well, Zach, that like I said, we've talked about it. It was just almost a total domination in the first half. Some other scores around the league.
There are a couple of shockers, aren't there?
Lincoln, 47-0.
Yep.
And they may be for real.
We know that they're good. Now, are they ready to step up and play with the big boys in the 1-4A? Time will tell.
Well, they're definitely averaging up.
Their non-conference schedule is akin to playing 5 FCS schools. They're not playing the stiffest of competition.
Well, looking around the rest of the league, Farmington leading Paris 7-0.
That's a shocker.
P. Ridge leading Greenland 28-6.
Ozark
getting beat by Charleston.
Next week's opponent.
Who else do we have on the list? Gentry leading Heber Springs 14-0.
Yep, we don't have a score in on the
nothing from Berryville.
Berryville.
But and I'm looking for Gravette.
I don't think we had a score on them yet either.
Gravette, no score on Gravette. So that's what it looks like around the league. Zach, second half. What I'd like to, my thoughts on from Prairie Grove is, number one, don't get anybody hurt.
No, you definitely don't want to get anybody hurt. You played a lot of guys in the first half. Maybe you play your starters a series, maybe 2, and then get them out of the ball game.
Yeah, and then
West Fork's not coming back, from 34 down. Although, if you remember, the last time we were here, it was 28-6 at halftime, and West Fork scored right off the bat. And they got back in the game, and then Prairie Grove salted it away. But they got something going there at the end with Colton Wise, the quarterback. He took a couple of shots, drew a personal foul penalty, got him down into Prairie Grove territory. So, maybe it looks like he's warming up down here, and it looks like they're going to go with him.
Well, Wise is 5'11", 165. Dylan Clayton, he's a senior. He's 5'10", 145. Looking at Wise, he looks like he might be a tad bigger than that.
He's a good-sized young man, but he's going to have to hang in there because the pressure's coming, and that's Prairie Grove's game. If you're going to stand in there and try and throw the ball, you're going to get hit. Can you stand in there and deliver? So we'll see what happens. Prairie Grove gets the ball to start the second half, and we'll see right away what Coach Absher's going to do.
Well, as we get ready to start the second half, Prairie Grove fans all still here. West Fork fans all still here. Nice crowd tonight.
Yeah. Credit to West Fork. Their folks are here in force. This is a neat little stadium. It's kind of tucked into the school.
Yeah, it is. It's kind of interesting how it's right in here. Matter of fact, the concession is the same concession they use for volleyball.
Yeah,
right
it's tucked. Literally in the backyard of the classrooms. But it definitely has a high school field, a neat little character type field. Like the one up in P Ridge.
Which P Ridge has a new stadium.
Yeah, they do.
This year.
Yeah, they're coming to us this year, aren't they?
So
dang. Dang.
But we do get to go to Gravette.
Yes, we do. That's like broadcasting from the Monday Night Football booth.
Well, it looks like West Fork going to kick off tonight for the first time.
This is not their strength. Their kickers hit the ball much like I hit my one wood. Low.
And we do not have a number on. We don't have a name for number 64. I go from 61, 62, 63,
I got
65.
that from the superintendent's secretary. That's the best. That's as high up the chain as I can go. She was nice, and she faxed that over to me twice.
Actually, it'll be Montgomery kicking. Hey, it's just like a coach's wife. She just says, we can't lose focus. This game's not in the bag. That's spoken like a coach's wife right there.
Yep, she's been through a few of these.
Absolutely.
Sam Dodd
gets up to about the 37-yard line. Well, the Tigers are going to take over 1st and 10. Let's see what the lineup's going to be here.
I see Jack Reynolds out there.
It looks like the starters are here. It looks like Logan Bartholomew as well.
Yeah, and Jacob's out there. So you're probably going to get one series if they can mount a scoring drive. One series out of the offense, one series out of the defense, and then call it a night.
Be careful. We'll hear from Kay again.
The business starts next week.
And they're up the middle. Nick Sugg, he stopped there, picks up a couple of yards. Second down and 8 for the Tigers.
Just Nick's third carry of the night, 3 carries for 8 yards and a touchdown.
Had over 100 yards last week against.
Carried the ball 15 times last week. That's a season high. I don't think we're going to see anybody carry it the way Weston did 20, 25 times. I think there's too many guys.
Double wing now in motion is Bartholomew, and there's Nick Sugg right up the middle. Look at Nick spin. Nick Sugg gets the first down up to midfield. Nick Sugg was our Steak and Shake player of the game last week.
I think we've got a pretty substantial candidate this week. 3 touchdowns, 2 of them in the return game. It's good to see they're picking up where they left off, just chewing up yards.
And the ball is right at the midfield stripe. And now Jacob Storley from the shotgun. He's going to give, that's Bobby Cat. Bobby Cat, ooh, I thought he almost lost the ball there. Cat gets down to the 45-yard line, brought down by Preston Davis. Preston Davis, 5'11", 270, Zach. He's a big man.
That's a fire hydrant with arms. It's just Bobby's second carry of the night. He's came in as the team's leading rusher.
Team leading rusher, but he's also got a
he has a 33-yard touchdown reception. Yes, he does.
So with Cat's 33 and 13, sitting at 46 total yards tonight. Now still in that wing here is Weston not Weston. I knew I'd make that mistake too. That was Logan Bartholomew in motion, and that's going to be a illegal procedure there against Prairie Grove, and that's going to back them up to the original line of scrimmage.
This is the stuff you don't want to see. You want to get your guys in, get your guys out, and let's move on. It's 4 penalties on Prairie Grove tonight.
Is there any penalties on West Fork yet?
None.
So a bright spot for West Fork.
Yes, yeah. No penalties. That's good. That's a start.
Well, they've played up in competition their first 3 games. I mean, they've played 4A opponents.
Bobby Cat.
He's hit several West Fork Tigers there to wrap him up. He may have gotten a yard, and so that's going to bring up 3rd down and 9. Now, West Fork, in their first 3 games, played 3
4A teams.
Yep, and with that, their competition level will probably not be quite that high.
No, it'll drop off next week. I think they play Yellville next week, I believe. They're certainly they're not going to see a lot of folks like Dylan Sainer when they get into conference play. But Prairie Grove, 3 out of 4 on 3rd downs. This is a big one.
3rd down, and there. Look at Storley. He's back to pass.
Oh, Dylan's wide
Big
open.
Big Dylan Sainer. There's Sainer.
Yeah, go for a ride, young man. Just jump on his back and go for a ride.
That was Dickinson taking that ride, and it's inside the 30 down to the 28-yard line. Nice pitch and catch there from Storley to Sainer. I just ran into Sainer's mother during halftime and saying that he's gotten a couple calls already.
It's funny. I mean, they did the Dickinson on the tackle. I mean, it was like hitching a wagon. Dylan's just dragging him down towards the goal line.
That was a nice executed play. 1st and 10 from the 28. 8:53 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Tigers 34-0. Bartholomew and Sugg in the backfield. There's Sugg right up the middle. There's Nick Sugg. Sugg goes inside the 15 down to about the 13. Sugg now a few carries this time.
They marked that at the 13. Maybe the 14. Let's see what that does to Nick's total. 5 carries for 32 yards.
Average 6.4 carry.
Yep. That'll work. I don't care what league you're playing in.
Blake Falk with 42 yards. So how many Tigers have carried the ball?
9 different Tigers have carried the ball tonight.
Prairie Grove Tigers. And there is
Dylan on the
big Dylan
the wingback reverse.
Sainer fights for he may have only gotten a yard out of that. Actually, though, he got about 5 yards there.
All he has to do is fall down, and he gets 4 yards. Marking that inside the 10.
Mark that at the 10-yard line. 2nd down and 6 for the Tigers.
If he just falls forward, he gets 3 yards.
Well, the Tigers Prairie Grove can punch this in. And
we were down here the last time.
Nice to stop. And this time it's the first team down there. Let's see if they can do it. They're going to go from the I. You got Sugg and Bartholomew behind Storley. And there is Bartholomew, spins. He's down close to the 5-yard line. Let's see where they spot it. I don't know if he's get the first there or not.
Looks like he's holding up 3 fingers, so.
Third down and about a yard. So 5-yard pickup there for Bartholomew.
Well, Dillon, when he carried that ball, became the 10th Tiger to carry the ball.
So Bartholomew, 3 carries, 80 yards.
Mm-hmm. Yep, Prairie Grove closing in on, well, 350 yards of total offense here.
And
there's Dillon again.
Dillon Sander, he's
just taking them all.
He's going to get the first. It's like Coach Apter's trying to get him 6.
Well, he got 2 last week. Now, does Prairie Grove donate on the 2-point conversion? Do we donate a fraction of that? Did they donate $10 because it was only a third of a touchdown?
Well, first and goal from the 3 now as we're almost halfway. This drive's almost taken 6 minutes off the clock.
and the clock is kept running.
.6:34 to go here in the first half. There's Sugg moving forward. He's not going to get in just yet.
Nope, didn't. I think he's down about the 1.
Nope,
no, they
give
didn't
him
call
6.
It. Wow,
give
they
him
did
6.
Call it.
And Nick Sugg for his second touchdown of the night, and that's going to give the Tigers a 40-0 lead. And now after this next kickoff, the clock will run as we have invoked the mercy rule. Now here's Clement coming in for the extra point. Here it is on the way, and it looks good. So with 6:23, another touchdown sponsored by Prairie Grove Telephone Company. With 6:23 to go, Prairie Grove 41, West Fork 0.
PG Telco is the proud sponsor of PGTigersOnline.com, where you can find out all the very latest of what's going on with all the sports teams right here in Prairie Grove. But PG Telco is more, a lot more. They offer phone, internet, long-distance services, and bundles, making it all affordable. And that includes DirecTV. For your home or office, staying connected to the fast-paced world is as easy as calling PG Telco. Call 846-7200. That's 846-7200. PG Telco, built on community, focused on progress.
41-0. We just got an update. Lincoln 50-0 at halftime over Dover. And Lincoln starts conference play. Do you know who they play next week? Zach, can you look that one up?
Grab it. No, it's Berryville or they play Berryville and You're going to make me look this up, aren't you?
I sure am.
Here, I got to keep stats.
All right, I'll look it up.
It's in the back. Or you can go there. That works too. JD Speed to kick off.
And Speed gets down to about the 20.
There's
a nice return by Ferris.
Just a thorn in our sides is that kick coverage.
Nodier and Hutchinson on the tackle. They start off with Berryville at Berryville next week.
That'll be interesting. I'll be interested to know how they do in that one.
Then they host Pea Ridge, and then they come to Prairie Grove for homecoming.
Better get your big boy pants on for the butt whooping. That's going to be a fun game.
All right, so from the shotgun.
No, they've made the quarterback change.
It's Wise in there. Wise back to pass.
I thought he moved. Oh, Jack Reynolds.
He threw it right to Jacob Reynolds.
Hit the hacksaw right between the 6 and the 3. Worst place to hit him. Jack, you're not going to get a better one than that. That one was gift wrapped. That was gift wrapped. It just hit you between the 6 and the 3 in the hands.
Well, the clock's now running, and with 5:12, 5:10 now to go here in the third quarter, and 41-0, Prairie Grove leads.
Starting to see some reserves get some time. Zach Downey's in.
Castro down here.
Well, they are moving.
And that one's
nice
knocked
play,
down.
JD.
JD Speed knocks that one down. Also coming in
He's just a player, isn't he?
He's just a great athlete. Plays everything well. Nick Sugg was also in there, applying some pressure. Boy, it's nice to see that clock running. Third down and 10, and 4.5 minutes to go here in the third.
West Fork 1 out of 5 on third downs tonight.
They have a total of 68 yards. They beat last year.
Yeah, they did. Not well. Game ain't over. They ran. They ran. What do we say? 45 plays for 58 yards last year. So they're at 68 right now.
They have trips to the right side of the field, and that's where Wise is rolling to. He
Uh-oh,
throws.
look out.
That
yeah.
was.
If he'd caught that,
that was probably good. He didn't catch it. That's fourth down, and here comes the punting unit on for West Fork. So West Fork gets a nice kickoff return out to their own 40, and then go 3 straight incomplete passes. And
Wise was 3 for 3 on that drive right before the half, then just went 0 for 3. They're struggling to throw the ball. 3 out of 12 for 33 yards and 2 interceptions.
Now coming onto the field is Bartholomew and Bobby Cat. Diebold coming in. Nodier over the center. Wow, look out. Don't let it hit anybody. Wise is going to touch it down at the 27. So 3:25 to go in the third quarter, and clock running.
Well, that was their best punt of the night, 34 yards.
Got a little roll on that. That was close to hitting a Prairie Grove player, too.
Well, now did he?
And a Dodds in.
Yep. Yeah, they're going to go back to the second and third teamers and get them some experience. And Sam's played well.
Who's the small fullback there? I can't quite pick up the number.
He's going to get the ball. Face mask. Not called. Ah, guess who that is? Let's go crazy. It's Marcus Prince. Yes! Here we go.
There's a revolution going on out there.
He does lead the glamorous life. I can go all day.
Golly, this reminds me of 1999. Here we
Oh,
go.
nice.
Oh, we moved.
Of course they're going to call us.
Oh.
That's all right.
I just heard some cowbells.
Yeah, they're to the right of us.
Brings back memories. Prairie Grove marked off.
Marcus Prince becomes the 11th Tiger to carry the ball tonight. I think everybody's going to get a carry before it's over.
That may have been Galden on that carry. Oh, is that Prince?
That's Prince.
No. That was Galden, I believe. Nope, you're right. Prince again. It's hard to see those numbers.
We got 3rd and 11 here.
There's
Blake.
Falk.
Yep, Blake's got a seam. Keep running, Blake. There you go.
Going to get up to about the 36. Now 55 seconds to go here in the third.
A fast-moving third period.
Yeah, I couldn't tell if that was Prince or Galden. A little controversy.
I'm loving it. Nobody else knows what we're talking about, but that's okay.
J.D. Speed into pump for Prairie Grove. This will be the last play of the third quarter.
Don't field that.
Ball's going to be down at the 32. And that's going to do it for the third quarter. Well, after 3 quarters of play, the score, the Prairie Grove Tigers 41, West Fork Tigers 0.
Everett Chevrolet is the home of the most dependable, longest-lasting full-size truck on the road today, the Chevy Silverado. And the 2014 Silverado has been totally redesigned, and it's better than ever before. And right now, the selection of Silverados at Everett Chevrolet has never been better. Two-wheel drive, four-wheel drive, extended cab, crew cabs, and every color you can imagine with options to die for. So make the short drive to Everett Chevrolet just off of I-540 at Elm Springs Road. Family-owned, customer-friendly, Everett Chevrolet. Clorox. Just hearing the name and you automatically think of the word clean. And Clorox is a lot more than just bleach. The Clorox family of products has something for the home, the business, professional grade, and more. No matter what the environment, Clorox has the product you need to meet your unique challenges. From the bathroom and the kitchen with Pine Sol and 409 to the laundry room with the standard Clorox bleach. And even if you're on the go with the Clorox wipes, you know the name stands for clean. Dirt and germs don't stand a chance as long as you're equipped with the family of Clorox products. Clorox, proud sponsors of Tiger Athletics and Activities.
We're back. And,
oh, boy.
You know, Lincoln, with that 50-0 lead, they've hit Dover's given up average in the first.
That's pretty good.
The Dover's averaging giving up 51.5 a game. Lincoln hit that in the first half. Now Wise in at quarterback. Quick toss, and it's complete. Nice catch play there.
Well, they found something down the seams.
Bowerman, that's Bryant Bowerman, and he picks up a first down for West Fork. 41-0. And, you know, right now West Fork knows, and the clock's running, they've not scored yet. So I bet you that if there's anything they're trying to get out of this game now, they would like to see
get the monkey off your back. You've what, 58 and 41 is what, 99? I mean, outscored 99 to nothing in your preseason. It's just not a way you want to go into the conference for them now.
They may have found something though here with Wise.
Yeah, I mean he's got a nice arm. Eli lost him,
and a nice catch. And that brings the fans to their feet here.
And Eli lost him.
Eli lost him, and then a nice catch there.
Number the 16.
That was number 8. That's James Young, and wow. So that brought the West Fork fans to their feet.
Hey, that's 40 yards.
And they're down to the 17-yard line, and the first time tonight, they are threatening with 10:45 to go here in the ball game.
I do think they found something with this kid Colton Wise. He's fearless back there. He took a couple of shots from JD.
This time Montgomery breaks a tackle, slips down just before he gets to the 10. It's like Coach Laird has a slew of players over there just behind him, looking like they want to get in. Down there at the 13-yard line. 9:58 to go in the ball game. Prairie Grove comfortably ahead 41-0, but West Fork trying to get their first points of the season. They've done well through the air here in the end of the first half and here in the fourth quarter.
Wise is 5 out of 8 for 85 yards.
Quick pass.
Yep, just running the.
And they hit the Clayton. Yep. That's Clayton, the other quarterback, and he's going to get down close to the 10. So Clayton, the quarterback that started the game, now just become a receiver. So it's going to be third down and let's call it 5. Big play here now. I mean, they're in 4-down territory, obviously, and 4 downs. They got 2 more downs to try to pick up this first, and the way they've been throwing the ball. Now it's also dangerous in throwing the ball in those quick passes. You could get it picked off.
You get one tipped or somebody jumps the route. No.
And that one was tipped. You talked about it being tipped, and that was tipped right there. I believe that was number 64 for Prairie Grove, Michael Johnson, that hit that. So 4th down and 5. West Fork wanting to get points. Down to 8:40 to go here in the ball game.
I think you got to look for Bowerman. That's been the combination for him. Bowerman's got 2 catches, 24 yards.
Wise comes in from the sideline. 4th and 5 from the 11.
Prairie Grove's confused. 2 on the clock. 1. Oh, no, not a delay of game. Oh, timeout West Fork. Ooh, that would have been a killer for him.
Well, let's take that timeout with them with 8:13 to go in the ball game. Prairie Grove 41, West Fork 0.
I wonder if Buck Lewis had any idea as to what he was starting when he sold his first Ford back in 1946. He was on the square in Fayetteville. Then Tom and Herb Lewis made the move to the current location on North College back in 1969. But through all those years, a Lewis has always been at the helm, and that tradition continues today. It's that kind of family value and heritage that makes Lewis Automotive the place to buy your next vehicle. Be it a Ford, Dodge, Chrysler, Ram, or Jeep, new or used, you can still find a Lewis standing behind every single deal. Award-winning service, 6 locations and over 1,000 vehicles. It's amazing. A lot has changed, but the Lewis heritage and tradition continues. Lewis Automotive, proudly serving Northwest Arkansas since 1946.
Okay, 4th down, 5. It looks like there's about 4 to go here. 8:13 to go in the ball game. West Fork, their deepest penetration of the game. Wise has come in and give him a spark. Now he's looking, throws back to the right side. Incomplete. And the ball's tipped, so there won't be any flags. West Fork fans want a flag, but with the tip ball, not going to happen.
They tried to run a pick route down there, a post corner, and Prairie Grove played it well. Ball was high, got tipped, and Prairie Grove now gets to take over. Like the fans are packing up here and heading home.
Well, I think they had their hopes up there. They're going to see a touchdown and come up just short. Of course, Prairie Grove needs to protect the ball down here. I don't know if we can get a playoff.
Yep, we're down to 10, 9, 8.
I can't tell who the backfield is from this angle.
It's like Jacob at quarterback. No, it's Dodd. No, it's Morrell. That's why.
Morrell.
Uh-oh. Look at that run. That was Marcus Prince on the carry.
Are you sure? I guess it was him. He's got the look. So.
Yep, that was Marcus Prince. He fumbled it. That was nice. I enjoyed that.
All right, a fumble there, and so West Fork is going to have another opportunity sitting at the 16-yard line.
Yeah, you know, in a situation like that, 2 hands on the ball. We're just trying to get out of here. But, hey, West Fork's still fighting. I mean, I think they feel pretty good about the way they've suddenly found something at quarterback. They're moving the ball a little bit.
Someone needs to get out there on 7. He is wide
That's
open.
where the bust keeps coming in, is they're not protecting the seam. Ugh.
Little screen pass.
Oh, he's going to make something out of nothing?
He's going to lose a couple of yards when it's all said and done.
Yeah, I think Colton will learn. You just just throw it in the ground and live to fight another day. And backed him up to the 19.
It's going to be 2nd down and 13 to go.
You know, this is good for Prairie Grove. You play some red zone defense. You don't get
with backups.
Yeah, with backups. I mean, you're getting your young guys some experience in some pressure situations.
I'm not sure what we're doing over here. They've got trips now to the left, and there's going to be somebody open.
Somebody on the corner blitz.
Wow, they got him back there.
Let's go crazy.
Let's get nuts.
No. That's Clellan.
Again, he's got the look. That's
got the look. Great play.
Back to the 30-yard line. That's going to bring up 3rd down and a ways to go for West Fork. All the way back to the 30. They started this at the 16.
11-yard loss.
So they were at the 16 after the fumble.
That was a corner blitz, and Cole Clellan played that one well. He came right out. I like the jump in midair. It's a very LeVar Arrington-ish. But now you got to play disciplined defense. No busts in your coverage. Nobody coming down the seams. Now they're going to move Bowerman, so somebody go with him. Get your head out of the backfield.
He's just knock it down.
Good play. Good play.
Who's on the coverage down there?
Zach Downey.
Downey on the coverage, and so it's going to bring up 4th down and 22, and down to 4:45 to go here in the ball game.
Well, next week, Ozark, the Hillbillies.
Ozark comes to down, and they're going to be hurting. They're going to come in 0-3.
They got to come in shaking their heads. But, you know, they can get a lot of things right with a win next week. So Prairie Grove better be ready to go.
Well, if you're 0-3 and you come into the conference, you can pick up the win, and all of a sudden your
season's in very good shape.
But they've lost to good teams. Charleston's always a perennial power in 3A. Let's watch this play. Here's Wise.
With the blitz on.
They're going to call
pass interference.
Yep, they're going to call it that time.
And that should carry with it an automatic first down.
I think it's automatic first down. It'll be a 15-yard penalty to get them back to the 15-yard line, but a first down. So
unless they call holding, then it would just be a spot foul.
No, he bumped him.
Did he?
Okay.
Yeah. Yep, pass interference.
Well, now
it is fourth down.
They stopped the clock, though. Why did they stop the clock? Clock's supposed to be running, guys.
But I think they said it was fourth down. Huh. Okay. Okay. The scoreboard says it's first down. The down marker says fourth. The referee indicated fourth down. Yep, and now we've got a false start.
Band appropriately paying the final countdown.
I think that's going to be the first penalty on West Fork tonight.
I believe you're right.
So this will bring up 4th and 14 for the third time. For the third time, we're going to try fourth down.
Well, you know, talking about next week's game, though, and Prairie Grove needs to get that win and start their conference off well, because they follow up West Fork with Farmington.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a tough stretch.
And then Lincoln, so it's
Bowerman got it.
Bowerman's going to get in.
No, they got him, but it's a first down.
Bowerman gets the first down to the 2. They would have gotten him with that initial tackle. He broke the tackle, and now West Fork's knocking on the door with 2:42 to go here in the ball game. They're close. West Fork wants this touchdown. I think they would leave with a lot of confidence and a little bit for them. And here's a handoff.
Montgomery. Touchdown.
And he got it. Montgomery gets the touchdown. West Fork fans are on their feet. They're happy, and well, they should be.
Yep, they worked for that one. Three fourth down conversions. Now, are they going to go for 2?
Why not?
Does the clock keep moving now that we're back under 35?
I don't know. If it had been moving after the penalty a while ago, they probably would have run out of
That's
time.
probably true, too. And through all of that, West Fork still hasn't gotten to 150 yards in total offense this season.
But they did score for the first time.
They did score for the first time after a penalty.
Took them almost 12 full quarters to get the first points, but West Fork gets it, and Prairie Grove probably had probably their third screen out, but nonetheless, West Fork's in the end zone. They're going to try 2. This has been their play.
Nice
that
play.
Was batted down. Was that Castro there with the bat down?
I think so.
41-6. 2:17 to go. Well, that's Zach. We're going to run out of time here quick. Steak and Shake player of the game, Logan Bartholomew.
Absolutely. 2 interception returns, 1 touchdown run. Sure.
3 carries, 80 yards, averaging 26.7 a carry. I would say a nice evening for Logan Bartholomew. Logan Bartholomew, the Steak and Shake player of the game. 2:17 to go. Tigers 41-6.
Now you got to be careful of the onside kick, which I think is which is probably very likely, or a squib kick, or I don't know that you want to give Prairie Grove the ball at the 50-yard line.
just got an update score on the Farmington game, all tied up at 7 with Paris. Montgomery getting ready to kick. Let's see if he's going to go deep or he's going to kick the onside. And
They're going to kick it deep.
Sainer just falls on it at 25. Well, the clock will run out here, and this will be the last drive for Prairie Grove. Boy, there's a lot of white jerseys out there.
Yeah, there are a lot of very white, very clean jerseys out there right now.
Caleb Berner in. I think that's one of the first times we've called him this year. Number 72, William Gill on the line.
You're going to have to call out who's carrying the ball because it's Prince and Hoskins in the backfield.
Ryan Morrell at quarterback. And Morrell keeps.
Is that Morrell on the keeper?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good run.
Morrell picks up 6. Second down and 4, long 4.
Always love conference season. It's my favorite time.
Well, it's that time next week.
It is. It enough with the non-conference stuff. That's been fun, but it's time to have the backyard brawls.
Well, we just got another play or two, and that's going to do it. And we remind you to stay with us for our post-game show. Post-game show brought to you by the Prairie Grove Christian Church. Morrell again on another keeper. Look at Morrell.
Put his shoulder down. Good run.
Morrell gets it up close to the 40. And Prairie Grove, the players are in there now. They're trying to get a few more plays in. They're rushing back to the huddle.
Asking for timeouts.
They'll have one more play, and that's going to do it. 28 seconds to go. So stay with us. Right after the game, we'll have the post-game show by Prairie Grove Christian Church. We'll have the final stats of the game brought to you by the Bank of Fayetteville. And we'll talk about next week's game. 8 seconds, 7. Is Prairie Grove going to get this off? This is probably...
No, they're just going to let it run out. That's going to do it.
And that's going to do it. Our final score, the Prairie Grove Tigers 41, West Fork Tigers 6. We'll be back for the post-game show right after this.
Love God, love others, and serve others. The simple motto of Prairie Grove Christian Church. Whether it's supporting missionaries in Japan or on the Ivory Coast of Africa or doing mission work in Guatemala or building homes in Mississippi or Alabama or the fun for the entire family of Upward Basketball, you'll find the members seeking to show our love for God through our love for our neighbors. If you're looking for a church home, we invite you to experience PGCC firsthand. We have convenient service times with services on Sunday at 9 and 10:30. And trust us, we have plenty of activities for the kids. Prairie Grove Christian Church, serving Western Washington County and beyond. Love God, love others, and serve others. Prairie Grove Christian Church.
Okay, our post-game show brought to you by the Prairie Grove Christian Church. Remind you, our Steak and Shake player of the game, Logan Bartholomew, 3 carries, 80 yards, 3 touchdowns, 2 of those on the interception returns. Zach, how about the stats brought to you by the Bank of Fayetteville?
Well, Prairie Grove, 42 carries tonight, 334 yards, just 56 through the air. After 200 yards in the first quarter, they really took their foot off the gas. Total finished up with 386 yards. Only 1 turnover, 6 penalties. We have to get that, the numbers coming down, but that's got to get cleaned up. They were actually very good on third downs. They were 5 out of 7 on third downs. Did have 1 sack tonight. That was by Cole Clellan. West Fork tonight, 29 yards rushing, 102 through the air. 131 yards total. Final score 41-6. Just a couple of highlights, as Lynn mentioned. 3 carries for Logan Bartholomew, 80 yards. Blake Falk, 6 carries and 50 yards. And Prairie Grove tonight, 42 carries, 330 yards, 4 touchdowns, 7.9 on the average. And they were 2 out of 2 passing for 56 yards. Bobby Cat with a 33-yard catch. Dylan Sainer with the other for 23 yards.
Okay, again, our stats brought to you by the Bank of Fayetteville. And, Zach, let's talk real quick about next week's game. Ozark's going to come in 0-3, Prairie Grove going in 2-1. And what do we see for next week?
It's going to be interesting. I think Prairie Grove's, I think they're definitely heading in the right direction. Love to see them at 3-0, but I think Ozark's going to have their hands full. If they don't get some things straightened out down there, they're going to come in next weekend and have their hands full.
Absolutely. Well, that's going to do it for us tonight. We want to thank all of our East Lab students who helped out tonight. Great job as always. Our final score, Prairie Grove 41, West Fork 6. Next week's game from Prairie Grove Tiger Stadium will be the Prairie Grove Tigers versus the Ozark Hillbillies. We'll be back to you then. For all of our sponsors and for Prairie Grove High School and the East Lab, Lynn Gregson for Zach Arns, thank you and have a great night.